Turning 60 is more than just a number. It's a doorway to a profound shift in perspective. It's the time when life's real lessons start to unfold, often in ways that surprise us. As the saying goes, age is the price of wisdom. Decades of experiences have shaped us, revealing what truly matters and what doesn't. In this video, we'll dive into the 8 things that don't make sense after 60. These insights are drawn from life lessons that the elderly have passed down, holding a mirror to our daily choices. Your life is your message, they say. And now, it's time to embrace the freedom that comes with age. You may have spent years chasing certain ideals, holding on to habits that no longer serve you, but it's time to let go. Stick around until the end because we'll uncover the most eye-opening revelation that might just change your outlook on life after 60. With age, there's beauty in simplicity and wisdom in change. As we navigate this chapter, remember, the only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. So, let's explore these 8 truths, helping you live with purpose and inner peace. This journey promises to be both motivating and inspiring, like a wise quote that lingers in your mind long after you've heard it. Chasing perfection. As we age, the pursuit of perfection starts to lose its charm. By the time we turn 60, we realize that striving for perfection in every aspect of life is not only exhausting, but also unnecessary. The beauty of life lies in its imperfections, in the small cracks that tell stories of who we are. There's a quote that goes, "Perfect is the enemy of good." This simple wisdom carries a profound life lesson. Perfection is not the goal. Contentment is. When we are younger, we often pressure ourselves to be the perfect spouse, the perfect parent, or even the perfect friend. But over time, we learn that these ideals are illusions. The truth is, it's the imperfections that make our lives unique and memorable. As the years pass, we understand that self-acceptance is the key to inner peace. We begin to embrace the wrinkles, the graying hair, and the scars, realizing they are badges of a life well lived. Letting go of perfection allows us to focus on what truly matters. It gives us the freedom to enjoy life's simple pleasures, like a quiet morning with a cup of coffee or a stroll through the garden. These moments carry a wisdom far beyond any ideal of perfection. Chasing perfection often leaves us drained and unfulfilled. Instead, accepting ourselves as we are opens the door to joy and contentment. Think of the elderly who share their stories. They often remind us that it's the little imperfections in life that create the best memories. In their words, the only way to live fully is to embrace each flaw as part of your journey. So, release the pressure to be perfect. Accept your mistakes, laugh at your quirks, and cherish the present. Remember, life after 60 is about finding peace within yourself. When you stop chasing perfection, you start living. It's time to be kind to yourself, to let go of impossible standards, and to find happiness in the here and now. The pursuit of perfection doesn't serve you anymore. What serves you is the wisdom to let it go. In this stage of life, freedom is found in embracing who you are, imperfections and all. Suppressing emotions. In our younger years, society often teaches us to hide our true emotions, labeling vulnerability as a sign of weakness. But after 60, we learn a vital lesson. Suppressing emotions creates an inner burden. There's wisdom in the saying, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. This is a life lesson passed down by the elderly. Suppressing emotions only distances us from genuine connections with others and ourselves. Emotions are reflections of our experiences, joys, and sorrows. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. Instead, they turn into stress, anxiety, and even physical issues. At this stage, it's time to embrace authenticity by allowing ourselves to feel. Acknowledging emotions leads to self-awareness and peace. It's not about oversharing, but about being honest with ourselves. When we open up to loved ones, we build deeper connections that go beyond words. It's like saying, "I trust you enough to show you my true self." This kind of emotional honesty is what makes relationships richer. By expressing our emotions, we encourage others to do the same. It creates a ripple effect of honesty and empathy. As the wise say, the bravest thing you can do is feel. Let go of the old belief that you must always be composed. Vulnerability is not a flaw. It's the source of true connection. Living with suppressed emotions serves no one. It blocks the path to joy and wisdom. After 60, there's no reason to hide behind a mask. Speak your truth and let others see the real you. When you do, you'll find more meaningful relationships and a sense of inner peace. In the end, it's not about controlling emotions, but acknowledging them. Allow this freedom to guide you forward. As the elderly often remind us, it's better to speak from the heart than to live in silence. When you release the burden of suppression, you make room for love and a deeper understanding of life. Holding grudges. As the years pass, we learn that holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy load on our shoulders. At 60 and beyond, it's time to release that weight. There's an old saying, holding a grudge is letting someone live rent-free in your mind. This is a lesson from the elderly, a reminder that forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of negativity. Grudges only serve to keep us stuck in the past, blocking our path to joy and peace. When we let anger and resentment take root, they cloud our hearts and minds, leaving little room for happiness. But life after 60 is too precious to be spent dwelling on old wounds. It's a time to find peace, to let go of what no longer serves you. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing someone's actions. It means choosing your well-being over bitterness. It's like saying, I value my peace more than the hurt you caused me. This act of release brings emotional freedom. When you forgive, you are not doing it for others. You are doing it for yourself. It's an act of self-care, an act of reclaiming your inner peace. Holding grudges affects your mental and physical health. Stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights often come from holding on to old resentments. Imagine the freedom that comes with letting go. You create space for more joy, love, and positivity. As wise advice often tells us, the past is a place of learning, not a place of living. Learn from it, but don't let it define your present. By choosing to let go of grudges, you embrace the wisdom of age. You make room for new, positive experiences and build a life that reflects your true values. It's about living in the moment, focusing on what truly matters. So, release the burden of the past. Accept that holding grudges no longer makes sense. Free yourself, and you will find that peace follows. The greatest life lesson here is simple. Forgiveness is not a gift to others, but a gift to yourself. Let it be the key that unlocks your happiness and inner peace. Fearing change. As we grow older, change becomes something we often resist. After all, the comfort of routines and familiar surroundings can feel safe. Yet after 60, it becomes clear that fearing change holds us back. The elderly often remind us of this simple truth. Change is the only constant in life. Resisting it only brings stress, while embracing it opens doors to new opportunities and experiences. Fear of change is natural, but it doesn't have to control us. This stage of life is the perfect time to step out of your comfort zone. Whether it's trying a new hobby, traveling to a place you've never been, or learning a skill you've always put off, change can be exciting. It keeps our minds sharp and our spirits alive. By fearing change, we close ourselves off from growth. Life lessons from the elderly often include the power of flexibility. Just as trees bend with the wind to avoid breaking, we too must adapt to life's shifts. Embracing change allows us to evolve, to keep learning, and to remain curious about the world around us. One of the most liberating things about reaching 60 is the ability to choose change on your own terms. You no longer have to conform to the expectations of others. This is your time to shape your life according to what brings you joy. As the wise say, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's in the new and the unknown that we often find the most fulfillment. So don't fear change, welcome it. See it as an opportunity to reinvent yourself. When you embrace change, you embrace life itself. Each change brings a chance to learn, grow, and add new chapters to your story. Let go of the fear and trust in the journey ahead. Remember, fearing change no longer makes sense at this stage of life. Instead, be open to it. Every change, big or small, carries the potential for new joys and discoveries. In the end, it's not about avoiding change, but learning to dance with it. Let change be the key that leads you to new adventures and a more enriched life. Postponing joy. Many of us spend years saying, "I'll be happy when." We postpone joy, waiting for the perfect moment. But after 60, we begin to see that there's no better time than now to pursue what brings us happiness. As the elderly often say, don't wait for tomorrow, make today count. This lesson is a powerful reminder that joy is found in the present, not in some distant future. Life has a way of getting busy. We push our dreams aside for responsibilities, telling ourselves that joy can wait. But with each passing year, it becomes clear that waiting for the right time means missing out on precious moments. In this stage of life, it's time to stop postponing joy and start embracing it daily. Living in the present means taking that trip you've dreamed of, starting the hobby you've always been curious about, or simply spending time with loved ones. These simple pleasures are the true riches of life. They're the stories you'll cherish and the memories that will stay with you. The elderly remind us that joy is not a destination. It's a choice we make every day. By prioritizing joy, we shift our focus to what truly matters. We let go of the endless to-do lists and embrace the beauty of now. It's like the saying goes, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. When we choose to find joy in the little things, life becomes more fulfilling. So, why wait? Start pursuing what makes you happy today. Paint, write, travel, garden, or simply take a moment to watch the sunset. Allow yourself to enjoy the present without worrying about what comes next. Remember, life after 60 is not about saving joy for later. It's about indulging in it now. In the end, joy is a mindset. It's the understanding that every day holds something to be grateful for. By letting go of the habit of postponing joy, you open your heart to the wonders of life. As the elderly often say, time waits for no one. So make the most of the moments you have. Find joy in the simple, and you will find that life is truly rich. Dismissing self-care. In our busy lives, self-care is often the first thing we neglect. We convince ourselves that it's a luxury, not a necessity. However, after 60, it becomes clear that self-care is essential. As the wise often say, you can't pour from an empty cup. This age brings a profound understanding that taking care of our mind, body, and soul is not selfish, it's crucial. Many have spent years putting others first, whether raising children, building careers, or supporting friends. But now, it's time to refocus on your well-being. Self-care means different things to different people. It could be a daily walk, practicing mindfulness, eating nourishing foods, or simply setting aside quiet moments for reflection. These small acts of care lead to a healthier, more joyful life. Ignoring self-care in later years often leads to burnout and a decline in mental and physical health. As the elderly reminds us, health is the real wealth. This isn't just about the body, but also about nurturing our emotional and spiritual health. By prioritizing self-care, you build the strength to fully enjoy the experiences and connections that make life rich. Self-care also includes setting boundaries. It means learning to say no to things that drain your energy and yes to what nourishes you. It's about recognizing that your time and well-being are invaluable. The elderly often teach us that self-care is not about being selfish. It's about preserving your inner peace. When you dismiss self-care, you neglect the foundation of your happiness. So start incorporating it into your daily routine. Make time for activities that bring you joy, whether it's gardening, reading, or simply sitting in the sun. These moments of care are gifts to yourself, reminders that you matter too. In the end, self-care is an act of self-love. It's acknowledging that you deserve to feel good, to be healthy, and to live a life filled with purpose. As the old saying goes, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Embrace self-care now and watch how it transforms your life into one of balance and fulfillment. Underestimating personal impact. Many believe that after 60, their influence begins to fade. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The elderly teach us that the wisdom gained over decades is invaluable. As the saying goes, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Your experiences, stories, and lessons have the power to shape the lives of others, especially the younger generation. Underestimating your impact often leads to a feeling of insignificance. Yet, remember that the life lessons you've gathered are treasures to be shared. Mentoring, storytelling, and simply listening can leave a profound mark on others. The small acts, whether offering wise advice, volunteering, or being there for a friend, create ripples that extend far beyond what we see. Your influence isn't tied to career status, wealth, or material achievements. It lies in the way you touch lives, provide support, and offer wisdom. The elderly often remind us, your legacy is every life you've touched. This age brings the freedom to focus on what truly matters, the relationships we build and the values we pass on. You have the power to impact your community in meaningful ways. Share your stories, they are lessons wrapped in memories. Connect with others, whether it's through joining a group, engaging in community activities, or even teaching a skill. Your insights can be a guiding light for those navigating their own journeys. Never underestimate the power of your words. A single piece of advice, a story of resilience, or a moment of kindness can change someone's perspective. Your presence, your voice, and your wisdom matter more than ever. As you give, you also receive the joy of connection and the fulfillment of knowing that your life has meaning beyond yourself. So, embrace the influence you hold. Realize that your impact is not about grand gestures, but the small, consistent ways you show up for others. As the wise often say, the true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. Your influence continues, leaving a legacy of kindness, wisdom, and inspiration. Comparing life milestones. At every stage of life, we fall into the trap of comparison. By the time we reach 60, it's time to break free from this habit. The elderly often share a simple truth. Comparison is the thief of joy. No two journeys are the same, and measuring your life against others only leads to dissatisfaction. When we compare, we overlook the unique path we've walked. Each person's journey is filled with different challenges, victories, and lessons. You might look at someone else's achievements and feel a sense of lack, but remember, they haven't lived your life. Your experiences, wisdom, and the memories you've created are irreplaceable. This stage of life is about appreciating your story. The elderly remind us that life is not a checklist of accomplishments. It's about the moments that shaped us, the lessons we learned, and the love we shared. Comparing yourself to others robs you of the joy found in your own journey. It distracts you from recognizing the beauty of what you've built and become. Celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. Maybe you didn't achieve everything you set out to, but that's part of being human. What matters is how you lived, the kindness you showed, and the wisdom you gained. Instead of looking at others, turn inward and ask yourself, am I content with my story? Let go of the habit of comparison. Embrace your uniqueness. As the wise often say, you are not in competition with anyone but yourself. Focus on your own growth, happiness, and fulfillment. Life after 60 is not about meeting societal expectations. It's about finding peace in who you are. When you stop comparing, you free yourself to live authentically. You open the door to gratitude for your journey, realizing that it's enough just as it is. Every wrinkle, every laugh line, and every memory is a testament to a life well lived. So the next time you feel the urge to compare, remember this lesson from the elderly. Your life is your masterpiece. Paint it with the colors of your own experiences. Embrace your story and let it shine, for it is uniquely yours. As we reach the later stages of life, we gain a new perspective. The wisdom of the elderly teaches us that some things simply no longer make sense after 60. From chasing perfection to holding grudges, fearing change, and comparing ourselves to others, these habits hold us back from true fulfillment. Letting go is the key to a richer, more peaceful life. Remember, life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. This stage is about embracing who you are, finding joy in the present and nurturing the relationships and experiences that truly matter. You have earned the right to live life on your terms, free from unnecessary burdens. So take these life lessons to heart. Choose self-care, cherish your unique journey, and share your wisdom with others. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to live authentically. As you move forward, reflect on these insights and how they can shape a more meaningful life. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story may inspire others. And remember, the best is yet to come.